I don't anticipate very many people to be here as I'm starting very late on Fomo Fridays, but it was the best opportunity I could come live after, I've been injured a little bit, so I'm doing this the best I can. Just give me just a second to pull this up on YouTube, but we're going to get right into this. I'm not going to see if anybody's watching, and we're going to get pretty deep into this before I even acknowledge everybody. I want to do this as a standard operating procedure, so there's no heads up. So if you're watching this after, I greatly appreciate your continued support. If you join me on the live at some point, I'll too see that you're here, but I'd like to get started with this. So good late evening or early evening, 6:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, July 7th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to do our seventh weekly Hbar purchase, as we've gotten 5,960 Hbar, roughly right around 5,900 as a community. So I'm very excited about doing that. Hopefully some of you are joining in, or after, you can comment after the live and tell me that you are in fact tuning in and participating in Fomo Fridays. So I expect this to be very light as far as conversation, but hey, you never know. So XRP price prediction as 700 million trading volume comes in. Are whales selling? XRP, the cryptocurrency that powers the decentralized payments-focused XRP ledger that was created by U.S. fintech company Ripple, has recovered back into the green after slipping to fresh monthly lows earlier in the day. XRP was last changing hands around 4650, up a little under 1% for the day, but still lower by about 6% versus last Sunday's monthly highs near 50 cents. The cryptocurrency has seen high trading volumes in the last 24 hours, with well over 700 million in XRP swapping across major exchanges as per CoinGecko. But this hasn't helped to lift the cryptocurrency and could indicate that whales continue to sell as XRP slips below a key uptrend that has been held or in place since early 2023. Where next for XRP? Concerningly for the XRP bulls, XRP this week fell below an uptrend that has been in play going all the way back to the start of 2023. As a result, price predictions have become more pessimistic, with XRP's technical outlook having darkened. Assuming a weekly close beneath this uptrend is confirmed, a retest of the 200-day moving average under 44 cents seems likely. A retest of resistance turn support in the 41 cent area is also on the cards. Hey, John, welcome in. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. What's going on, John? If XRP was to fall all the way back to these levels, this could be an attractive area for the longer-term XRP bulls to get involved and add to longs. That's because this area is where XRP was trading in early March before a surge in optimism about Ripple's prospects to win a favorable outcome in its lawsuit versus the SEC. Nothing has happened to change that optimism since March. Indeed, with the SEC recently having been forced into releasing controversial documents relating to a speech made by a former high-level official at the agency, William Hinman, the SEC's case seems even weaker than ever. Assuming a favorable outcome for Ripple versus the SEC, may still think XRP could be one of the best performing cryptocurrencies of 2023. If XRP was to break above the long-term 55 to 59 cent resistance area, a quick recovery to the 90 cents is a strong possibility. So that's just talking about the 700 million in trading volume that came in. And the reason why it's saying more likely are the whales selling, and we'll get into this very quickly. Like I said, I don't anticipate very many people being here, and I don't want to say I did this on purpose, but as you know, I've been injured, and I just kind of wanted to get through this. And I do appreciate everybody who's usually here at 2:30 or 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I just wasn't able to do it earlier, and I had a moment here where I felt good enough to do this. I had to come outside when it was a little darker because I can't be in the sun with these cuts on my face because it does burn. So anyhow, hopefully you're watching this after. If not, it doesn't bother me if a video gets 100 or 200 views as long as the right people see it. So we'll get to FOMO Fridays here in a minute, and if you have anything to add, please do so. XRP, we see it's at 4676, up 1.1%. And we are still in this ascending formation. We come almost all the way down to the uptrending support in this daily candle. And the 4 hourly, if we look at this properly, we've created this bear flag. And anything short of getting back above 473, if we get a rejection here, this is going to be very detrimental for the XRP price action, as we would come down to the bottom of the formation up on that ascending triangle. And if we break that, and that's about the 457 level, if we break that formation, we come down to the inverted head and shoulders neckline, and then I assume it would do something like I've drawn out. That would be the bearish formation. You'd come down to the inverted head and shoulders neckline, break back up to the pattern formation, and then ultimately you would slip back down to the uptrending support. So that's what I could see happening with XRP if we fall into this formation. Conversely, if we could somehow break outside and hold this as 457, we'd have a 22% run back to the top side around 55.8, ultimately pushing up if we could break this to the 65 mid-tier resistance. And then the top of this formation, if you could break out of the short-term pattern, is up at 88 cents, which is what it was alluding to in the article I read to. That's the resistance it spoke above up at the top. But this pattern formation is very wide. So if you're just tuning in, the uptrending support is 457. But if we break that, you got the inverted head and shoulders neckline at 44 cents. If you were to use that as resistance at any time, I theorize it would do something like this if you lose that uptrend in this pattern formation, and then you would have to come back down to the bottom of the actual formation. Ron's Aviation Channel, welcome in. Some of you guys snuck in here. I didn't know anybody would even notice I went on at 6 o'clock, to be honest with you. Just trying to get through this, my friend. Just trying to get through this. Hope everybody's having a happy Friday as well. Infamous, welcome in, my friend. See, I knew the ones who wanted to be here would find their way here. I figured you'd find your way here. So, what does everybody think if you're watching this? We're going to need everybody to hit that like button. 15 people in here, 9 likes. Make sure you hit that like button. Wow, everybody's showing up now. I didn't think anybody would show up. I would greatly appreciate it, I suppose, if you hit that like button. Quickly just woke up and went to watch video from 5 hours ago, and I saw your pick said live. Awesome, driver. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I came on at a different time for FOMO Fridays and to talk about this. Ron Aviation, it's 1 a.m. there. Wow, I really appreciate that support. I know for some of you in the UK and the other sides of the world, I apologize because I usually come on about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today I had to come on now. I've been injured and yada, yada, yada. But I am feeling a little bit better today, I'll be honest. My swelling's gone down a little bit in my hand. It's got a long ways to go. I'm still sore on the body overall. A lot of, issues, but I am feeling somewhat better. Infamous bought your Hbar. Congratulations, my friend. We're doing the weekly Hbar purchase today. So I'm going to see if anybody's here in a little bit. Zoomister, welcome in. I really appreciate that. You tuning in. Wow, I appreciate everybody tuning in now. Ron's Aviation from Israel. Fantastic. Fantastic from the Middle East. Driver, it's 8:15 a.m. here on a Saturday, but I can't tell you what happens in the future. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. What's up, Joe Ramrod? Welcome in, my brother. Sup, dog? So, this is what we got going on for XRP. It's so simple. I kept the chart so simple. So, if you're just tuning in, it's so simple, everybody. Simple, simple, simple. We're in this ascending formation, supposedly. Actually, you could say it's kind of descending as well. But we have lower lows, higher highs. So, we'll just say the triangle formation for anybody who doesn't want to be thrown off. Johnny, welcome in. What's going on, my friend? Welcome, fam. So what we're looking for, if XRP can hold the 457 level of this pattern formation, it could run you back up to the top of this, and it's a 22% rise. But what I will caution everybody with, see this bear flag forming? It's the same bear flag we seen in the 30-minute time frame that alluded us to this drop before it happened. And now this same formation is creating, as we're creating this bear flag formation now. So we're going to have to see what's going on. Man, chat is starting to move a little bit. I was not expecting this at all. 16 likes, 23 people watching. Thank you so much. Brett, welcome in from Australia. Normally the lives are earlier for me. Always listen afterwards and love your work. Thanks, Tom. You are well. Yeah, they're normally on at 2:15 or about 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is definitely about 3 hours later. I wanted to do it at a little different time. This is when I could flow better. So with XRP, just pay attention. Formation holds. You go back to the top, about a 22% rise to 558 level. It's 5569 approximately here. But if this bear flag plays out, ladies and gentlemen, And yes, you'll likely get a kick up here to about the 473 level. If that gets rejected, that's your first sign we're in some serious shit. I'm going to be honest. If we get rejected by 473, we're in a lot of trouble. Then we'd come down to the 457, and that would likely crack. And the reason I say that is the daily time frame right now is of importance. We talked about this about a week and a half ago. A few bad candles here in the daily, and we'd all of a sudden have a bearish cross in the daily time frame. And folks, we are here. We've officially had the daily cross. The bearish cross in the daily time frame. It's happened, folks. We don't have to guess. It's happened. So if this plays true, you know as well as I do, this will not hold, and we'll come down to the wider part of the pattern, not just the short-term pattern. And the wider part has a support. Let's say we come all the way down here. The support's all the way down at 375, which is actually near the 2020 uptrend. So that would be about an 18% drop if we were to lose that. And that is what the daily time frame is signaling. So if the 4-hour time frame gives us that bearish rejection, you guessed it, that we both played true out in the daily time frame. So that's a very big problem we have going on here. 26 people watching, 17 likes. Make sure you hit that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It really does. You have no idea how much that helps the analytics. I know no one's being alerted to my live today, since nobody ever is, but you can help out. Give them a reason to share my content. I know it's a big improvement. I can drink water in my left hand today. It's a huge improvement. And now I want to look at Hbar, because I would like to do our weekly Hbar purchase here. I don't want everybody to have to wait 2 hours to do this purchase. Hbar 4731. We're up about 2.04%, so we're going to get a better deal this week than last. And we could be creating this inverted head and shoulders pattern, so we'll see, unless now we reverse all the way back down to the formation. And if we break this, we'll get even better deals on the Fomo Fridays. So right now with Hbar, we're rejected at the 497. But what happened last week? We talked about after a breakthrough, we had to get a rejection point up here, which we did so far. Now, is this a real rejection? Are we ready to break completely through? If we get rejected right here, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good time for Fomo Fridays here. If we get rejected at 474, this would help us come all the way back down, likely to the bottom of the pattern, as you see in the daily time frame is trying to line up. So we're trying to see where our support is. So it's very possible we could hold somewhere in here in the weekly. Again, the weekly still looking just as shaky. We need a spot where we can hold some support here, but the 4-hourly, it didn't. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. So we're going to see exactly how this plays out. And we could be coming into some very nice buys here in the next couple weeks on Hbar if we decide to go down. Otherwise, we'll continue our weekly purchases of Hbar here. And what our main objective here is with this formation, we got rejected here. So this could be a head and shoulders pattern. If we lose this at 3.8, we could find ourselves all the way down at 292. Imagine what we'll be able to do on Fomo Fridays if it continues to move down. So let's take a look here as we're going to do our weekly buy. Let me get my phone out right now. And I appreciate, how many people do we have in here? 32 people in here right now. I greatly appreciate that. 20 likes. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that motherfucking like button. If not for me, for you. You hit that like button. It helps push my content. I'm not asking for any kind of donation. Nothing like that. But if you'd like this on the super chat, that's great. You know, if you'd like this to join Tom's Army, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And a lot of people said that they don't want to donate through YouTube. Absolutely fantastic as well. And a lot of people begged for PayPal. So there's PayPal. If you want to donate through PayPal, I'm sick of hearing it. So I did a PayPal, but I don't expect it. So now let's get into Fomo Friday. So that's just so I don't have to keep hearing about it. I hear it in my updates. I hear about it in the lives that nobody wants to donate through YouTube. They'd rather have PayPal. So Hbar, we have 5,878 Hbar. So far, we've done $300 in Hbar, 6 weekly installments. We're down $24 right now. We're down $24 as our values were $276 right now. So now we're going to do our next weekly $50 purchase. So right now we can get $50. Let's see how much we get. 1,021 Hbar. And on Uphold, it'll give you it for 4,797. So you preview trade. There is a 99-cent exchange fee for trades under $500 on uphold. So that we've had to pay, this is $7 we've lost in exchange fees now. So consider that. We confirm trade. And I don't do it on my tablet because I don't want you to see all the information. Not that I don't trust you, but there are some nefarious characters out there, as we know. Ooh, it's not going through for some reason. What's going on here? It's going very slow for Hbar. Okay, I put it through, but it says it's a pending purchase, so it didn't even automatically do it, so that's interesting. So now with Hbar, it gives you it, but it still says pending, so you're going to see a pending on my screen. But here's the latest purchase. And right now, and it's not going to update our average price either because of the delay as it's pending. But right now, we have or what is it? It's pending, so we have 6,900.933 Hbar right now. Just remember the last 1,022 are pending right now. That's why it's not updating our total. But once it updates, it'll be 6,900 plus Hbar. So anybody who tuned in, I greatly appreciate you supporting the Fomo Fridays. If you're interested in Fomo Fridays and you're watching after the live, let me know if you did in fact buy your weekly purchase of Fomo Friday or on Hbar. So now, this isn't an entirely long live. I just wanted to do the business. So I appreciate anybody who decided to tune in. 26 people watching, 26 likes. That's a fantastic, it's fantastic. So I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in as I'm doing my best here. McAnoy, thank you so much for tuning in from Ohio. It means a great deal to me, everybody who's tuning in right now. You have no idea. Jason, first thing, hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Devin, welcome in every week. And some I buy as much as I can, to be honest. Me, I buy $50 a week just because I'm trying to get up to 10,000 tokens as a community. Right now, we're up over 6,900 tokens on $350. That is not bad for Hbar. Grandad, wow. Grandad Hoy with the monster donation. That's the biggest donation I've got on stream in quite some time. $49.99, Randy. You really didn't have to do that. Like, that's greatly appreciated. I was not expecting that at all. So, Randy, I don't even know what to say. Randy, just as you make me speechless, you send another $49.99. I am not sure what I deserve to do, what I did to deserve $100 in donations just now, but I cannot thank you enough, Randad. I really can't. Mark, welcome in from Scotland. I really, really appreciate that, Randy. You have no idea. You have no idea. It's been a little bit of a struggle the last couple days to do these updates and lives, but I've stayed committed. Stayed committed. So that's our weekly Hbar purchase. So now we have just about Devin, right? Love that. That's amazing. That was amazing, Randad. It really was. Let him be the beacon. Let him be the beacon. He paid it forward for everybody else today. That's greatly appreciated. And everybody in Tom's Army as well has paid it forward. Everybody being here has paid it forward. If you hit that like button, believe it or not, you too have paid it forward. Zunda, welcome in. Wow, the whole gang's here. Well, most of the gang. Some of the gang's not here yet. The recovery's going okay. Little swollen. My hands, I would say, what, Julie? It's about 1/3 the size it was before. Is it about 1/3 the size swelling, or is it? It's still swollen, my hand, but it was like twice as big as my hand before. Now it's like.
You look like you were wearing a cartoon
what? Oh, yeah, it kind of looks like I'm wearing a cartoon glove, as Julie said, but my hand was probably 2.5 times the size that it was probably supposed to be when it first happened. I have a few jammed fingers that are unjamming every day. The swelling went down in my fingers a lot. I can bend my hand. I can bend my fingers. I have motion. But the healing is definitely starting to take place. It's nice to see the swelling go down. I've got, bruising. The most that you can see really is on my eye there, as you can see. I'm sure you can see the bruising, and I took a nasty little hit there. But other than that, I think I'm doing pretty good. Stay strong. GJG stays. Stay solid, sending positive vibes. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, positivity over negativity. Like I say, you see that left eye? At least it happened where I have keratoconus. It's not like that job. That eye was doing much of a job anyhow. I can't see out of it. You know, I see a big blur. So it couldn't have happened to a more productive eye. So, you know, that's a positive spin. But Randy, you're behind on donations. Is that what you said? No. You've donated far too much over your time in my audience. And you're in part of Tom's army. So, in theory, you've already done your donation every month by being a part of the army. That's real talk. That's real talk. GJG. Of course, God will provide for all of us. Indeed. I was definitely blessed in my fall because it could have been much worse. I had broke my back when I was 23. So, the fact I didn't hurt my back is all, and I've had, you know, knee issues from car accidents, and none of that was affected. You know, my eye could have been much worse. As you can see, I could have cracked my orbital bone. There's a lot of things that could have happened, so I prefer to stay positive. Definitely have a guardian angel, that's for sure. But this bear flag, folks, it's not just XRP. Look at this. In the 4 hourly with Bitcoin, let's pay attention here. Let's pay attention. Everybody who's watching right now is going to get a treat because we have a bearish cross in the 4 hourly. Just watch this. If we get rejected up here, how we've been so far at 30,500 or lower, we're going to run the overextension. And you see us come down below 30,200 approximately. Get down to 30,000, come back up and reject at 30,200. And on the way back up about 250, get ready for a big drop. Get ready for a big drop. Because the technical target on a break up is 35,054. But what have we been talking about? A bearish handle forming here, if it formed, the bullish handle on the cup would put us up to 35,054. A bearish handle would appropriately be a rejection point out of that formation. And now you're coming down to 25,194. That is a major rejection if that happens. You do not want that to happen. There's one opportunity where it theoretically could come down to the 200 and hold, but you don't want to be playing with the CME gap like that. That's why I keep it like this. We look at the positive spin and we say, okay, we're going to use 30,000 until we're not, because we know the bottom side of this is 25,194, and then further. You lose 25,194, you come down to the CME gap at 21K. You lose that, good night. Good night. CFX, welcome in, my friend. Greatly appreciate you in the audience. Greatly appreciate it. I can't believe there's 32 people here. Like, that doesn't even seem possible. I didn't even come on at a time when anybody should be here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, and you can look at the video description below, because here's the truth. I've been given the task to find more ways to buy XRP in the USA, and I only found one other way. FEMX, no KYC, it's in the video description below. But that's literally it. Besides Uphold, that's the only other way that I can find that seems legitimate. And without a KYC, I can still withdraw off the exchange 50,000. What I do is I send money from another exchange, like another currency, which whether it's not currency, but money, which would be one of my cryptos. I'll send a little bit of it over, usually XRP. I'll just buy the XRP, send it over, and then you just sell it. You don't have much spot fees. It's less than, it's like 0.7% at the high. But it's a way to do it. You might as well take advantage of it while you can. That's what I'm doing. So I'm trying to find as many exchanges as I can to be able to get in and out, on and off ramping. So we're running out of ideas here. BIC banned us. You know, they got rid of the USA. Maxi got rid of the USA. So now we found FEMX. We've got Uphold, but Uphold doesn't offer futures trading for the ones who want it. This does. So, I mean, I don't know. That's it. That's all I could do for everybody, and I apologize, but that's all I got. That's all I got, and I was given a task, but, you know, it's very hard in the USA. But at least I found something. And I've been using it, so it's been working. But with Bitcoin, this is what we're looking at. What do you think in the comments? I want to know what everybody thinks in the comments. I've talked far too much. We're winding down here. We're 24 minutes in. I greatly appreciate 36 of you and 35 likes. Wow. I mean, how can I can't even stress that. I mean, so many people hitting the like button. What am I supposed to say? So has anybody got anything to add to that? Nobody wants to say anything to that? Come on now. Somebody's got to have an opinion. One of you 41 people have to have an opinion on what I just said. Maybe not. No, maybe not. That's all good. You're here to watch me anyhow. What else? What else is there while I'm on? XLM. Go through a little rundown here with XLM. I have a 98% like to view ratio. That is very, I know. I absolutely understand that, CFX. I'll be honest. I see it every single time when I'm on. If I have 60 people watching, I'll have 60 likes. If I have 80 people watching, it'll be 100 likes. If I have 50 people watching, it'll end up being 6. You know, I'm very lucky. Yep. I do embrace the love. That's exactly it. I do appreciate the likes. That's what I'm saying. I'm blessed. Look at that. There's not even 42 people in here to like it. Oh, yeah. Come on in. No problem, my friend. No problem, my friend. What is this? Another donation? XRP Broska. Thanks for everything you do, Tom. $4.99. Well, you guys have certainly been generous. That's the third donation today on the live. I'll be honest, that's more in donations on this live than I got in like the last 4 or 5 combined. But see, I don't do the lives for that. I do it for you guys. I like to talk to everybody. I really do. That's why some people are like, you should be resting, but this is how I rest. I'm not running around. So anyhow, with XLM, yeah, I'll look at ADA, David. But my opinion on ADA has always been the same. Has always been the same. I refuse to own ADA, not because I don't believe in it, but there's nefarious characters with ADA, and some in the audience know. Jason, I appreciate you. Zenda, we are all blessed indeed. We are all blessed indeed to be a part of this together with XRP, and that is no joke. It's God's path. We were found together through our faith. Believe it. Teo5, Tom's the most clinical trader. I sure am. I sure am. While the donations are on fire. Yeah, Randy and XRP Broska definitely blessed me today. Darren, welcome in, mate. I miss talking to you, but obviously I've had issues, my friend. I've had issues. Jason went back to FEMX after Bit got in MEXC. Fantastic. See, I didn't know about FEMX. I wish somebody would have told me about that so I could have had that as an alternative. You know, at the same time as Bit got in MEXC, I had no idea that FEMX was doing what it was doing, that it was Web3 enabled. It's even a step farther than Bit got in MEXC, which I'm shocked. They already have the tax stuff worked out like Uphold with the USA. You can just do the taxes on there. It gives you it. You get your 1099. So you don't have to worry about being bamboozled. So I kind of feel like I missed the boat on that for some time. So right here we see the bearish cross here as well in the 4-hourly with XLM. We've held the 200 so far. But the fear is if we come up here, get rejected at 10 cents or 9.9, now you're going to push all the way back through. And XLM had a brutal, just absolutely brutal rejection. It was just brutal. We got rejected at 11.4. Remember the pattern formation top? Came up a little bit higher. Now we've come back within the ascending, well, I guess you could call it ascending in a way, but it's within the formation. But we got rejected up here. Now the unfortunate thing is once we lose the 200-day and the 4-hourly, we're coming all the way back down. 8.7 might hold us, but we're coming all the way back down to X meets the spot at 8 cents. I can almost guarantee that with what's happening. I don't think XLM's downturn is done yet, unfortunately. I don't think it's caught up to the correction yet with XRP. It had to go up, but now, unfortunately, this is what we don't want to be seeing here with XLM. Like, if we start looking at this, and I could go farther back and start to show you. I don't know if I want to depress everybody yet. But, like, if you want to start talking about this, everybody sees what's happening here, right? What kind of flag did we form here, everybody? Does anybody know? I know some of you know because you've been watching me for a long time. You can pull it out however you want. Whoops. Sorry, I've only got one hand today. You can do it however you want, folks. What are we forming here? There's no way for me to teach unless I teach. We all going through upgrades. I've been going through it myself. Be great again at some time. Yep, no. No, I don't believe FEMX is only good for the US. I think it's good universally. They just allow US users. So I think FEMX is universal. Yep. Thank you, Jason. Hallelujah. Bear flag. Yes. Bear flag. And this is the back end of the bear flag. You know what happened the first time? These are called the overextension. If these break bearish, this is much worse than the initial short-term bear flag. What can also be forming, though, guys, is it looks like a bear flag. You could be forming a descending triangle. And a lot of times at the bottom of a descending, well, this, I don't know, this would be a stretch. This is our only hope, though, is that this is somehow forming like a descending triangle, and then you get the pattern breakout at the bottom. Otherwise, we all know the technique. Well, maybe not everybody, but I'll show you a short-term demonstration of a bear flag, down, back up. So I'm even going to do it the shorter part of this. We're not going to do it the full length. So we're not going to over exacerbate this. We're just going to show you the smallest possible drop. Let's just say, boom, boom, boom. This came down from here, and now we're consolidating back up. So we just push it out farther. So let's just say, I mean, you could say the rejection will be down here now at the X. I mean, nobody's going to want to come down there. So you have to do it from here. That's why we say, but this is a big drop. So I don't know. Are you guys ready for that kind of a drop? Or you could do it from here and just say that was the end of it. Actually, you know what? No, we see it right here. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about coming way down here if this pattern breaks. This is an overextension of the bear flag right now. It's an overextension. It's a wide consolidation. You want this not to break down if you're looking for it to have some extraordinary push. Conversely, if this would have broke out here, you'd have been looking at a nice healthy push up. We could have got up almost to 20 cents. But what doesn't go up must come down. And if it comes down, it's going to be a brutal down. Could you imagine a 3-cent XLM? CFX. Yes. The only disagreement I have is I disagreed with a lot of people only about one thing. The ISO 20022 tokens will make it out. But do you consider the IoT tokens ISO compliant? The Internet of Things tokens. That's where I draw the line. I think the IoT tokens also will make it through. And nobody can change my mind on that. Because you're going to have the new internet. So you're going to have Theta. You're going to have DGB. You're going to have VeChain. You're going to have IOTA. And the likes of those. When it comes to the underground, when it comes to like the AI, and it comes to being plugged in, and it comes to a metaverse, you need Ziliqua Network. That's just my humble opinion. DGB, Internet of Things. IOTA, Internet of Things. Theta, Internet of Things. Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's what I do as well. CFX, I only speak IoT separate, but I'm not sure if the audience understands that they're ISO compliant. I figured you did. That's why I asked if you were talking about them as an ISO compliant token already. The IoT category, which you obviously are, so I 100% agree. Just trying to clarify it for everybody. Then, also with the group that's in here, it's my favorite group. We're missing a couple, though, that I really appreciate. But right now, MEXC is absolutely phenomenal. That's what sucks, Rye. I just don't like VPNs. I refuse to use a VPN because our government's very, 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 very... They do the things in nefarious ways. I refuse to give them a reason to hijack me. They're going to come in and say, oh, we told you can't trade crypto, and now you're using a VPN, you son of a bitch. We're here. It's not like they're not knocking down doors of people at Kraken right now. Obviously, they're former CEO, but, you know, it is what it is. XLM is like finding your little sister on drugs, but guess what? All crypto is right now. Remember what we talked about in 2021, folks? And we're going to get into what I just talked about. We're going to talk about something that you don't hear very many people talk about. I'm telling you right now. This is actually going to turn into one of the best updates I've done in a while, somehow, some way, by some miracle. You know, when I started this, there was 3 people watching. 3 people, and I just started talking. And I'm like, you know, most people will see this when the update comes out, and I appreciate that because now I don't really have to converse as much. Now all of a sudden everybody's out of the woodwork, and I appreciate it. 55 likes. See, that's the incredible part. That means everybody who came in for their little piece of information, whether it was FOMO Fridays, whether they just wanted to see XRP, whether they're going out to get drunk tonight because it's Friday. If you are, do not drink and drive. As I found out on 4th of July, the person who probably turned, you know, they might not have seen me because they were coming down off of a main road. But who knows, 4th of July, they could have been buzzed. Don't put yourself in that position. So ADA. I don't like ADA personally to own it. And let me finish this thought. I don't like ADA. Remember the bear flag we drew out? The reason why this is like this is we had to break that point to not make this bear flag break down. Well, what's happening now? The bear flag looks to be playing out beautifully. And I didn't draw anything deeper on this because it's Hbar. And I can do this now if we want. But Hbar, to me, I don't push it because, in my humble opinion, instead of having Hbar, you got Algorand at 11 cents, folks. Algorand, to me, is greater than Hbar. Algorand, yes, is going through the ringer a little bit more right now. But so is everything else. Everything else will follow suit. But remember when I said, when things fall down in their own way, you start capitalizing. Algo at 11 cents. Interesting. Remember what we talked about? There's 2 ways this formation can go. Look at this. Did it not do exactly the first way? This doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is just the first area of rejection now. If it gets rejected here, it comes down to create the inverted head down there. But we prophesized that it could do one of 2 inverted heads here if it wants to do it. That's why this formation started forming. It had to do it even if it's bearish. This is how you trap more of the people. And then I have the target down below if it fails. So if you see a rejection right at about the 12.6 level on of Algo, it's going to come all the way down to make that inverted head probably around 2.7. And I know that's a massive drop. But you notice how everything's lining up for these monumental historic dumps here? It's not by accident. This is absolutely by design. And if it breaks out to the top side, we're already prepared for that. We're already prepared. But I'm telling you right now, have your funds to the side that you did not have to spend when we saved 90 to 95% on all of our purchases. From not buying in 2021 and waiting until 2023 after we sold, this is the time we need to capitalize once we have this big dump, if and when it happens. If it doesn't, we're more than happy pushing forward here. But something tells me a much more nefarious thing is going to happen. I have 3x as much XLM as I do. XRP, I'm very bullish on it. Just disappointed. Yep, well, this is the time of accumulation, everybody, so you should be disappointed. Actually, you shouldn't, and I'll tell you why in a sec. CFX, I've never liked ADA. Cardano, the company, is as dodgy as Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum. I still don't trust it. It will be a one-trick pony. I firmly believe that as well. In CFX, you know there's nefarious characters. You know as well as anybody to do your research, and you've done it very well over the years. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You may have been the one to lead me on to the nefarious characters in 2021. Or early 2022, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, XLM is definitely a patience game. That is definitely part of the next chapter. But what I was talking about, one thing that I wanted to talk to everybody about. So ready? I've only done this one other time. Currency versus money. So, gold, silver, crypto, precious metals, that is money. They will say money and store of value for crypto. I firmly disagree. Crypto is not a store of value. Crypto is money, and I'll tell you why. If I go with my bar of gold or a bar of silver or a silver coin or gold coin, and I go from the United States of America and the state of Michigan, and I go visit my friends in Amsterdam or India or Israel or my family in Italy or Lebanon, I can bring my gold, trade it in for native currency. Notice I didn't say money. I'm turning my real money in for the currency of choice in those native areas. Just like if you come to America, you can trade in your gold or silver and you can get dollars, fiat. That's not money though, that's currency. So my theory is crypto is money, not store of value. Since you can take crypto, I can go to China, send it over with my wallet, And when I withdraw it, I can do it into the Chinese yen, or if I'm somewhere else and I need to use the yuan, or whatever the case may be, I can, or if I'm in Europe and the euros or the Swisses, Swiss franc or whatever I need to do, I can turn my XRP from the dollar to whatever native currency I need to turn it into. Which means that it's money because it can be used universally anywhere and be turned into whatever I need it to be. That's what I think. The store of value part of it is to trick you in crypto so that you don't hold precious metals, which is the number one friend to crypto. You don't have to believe me. I'm not here for you to believe me. I'm here to tell you facts. Crypto, when you take profits, like we did in 2021, we didn't just buy the next pony trick. We didn't sell out of XRP to buy Dogecoin. We didn't buy XRP to buy into fucking algo back then when it was already on a run. XRP, we sold out. We sold out of our crypto relatively, and we made 400%. Well, what did we do? We didn't push it back in. We started buying precious metals as it tanked in 2021 into 2022. We went down to almost 1,600 and change. That's where we put our money. See, we used it as a store of value, the profits from crypto, keeping the money we needed in crypto for the drop that we've had now after 2 years so that we could buy, but we've still got funds available. That's the point. And we have our store of value in gold and silver, so no matter what happens, it's still there. But I vehemently disagree. I disagree that crypto is a store of value for the fact that I can lose 75% in a given day. That is what it is. Even my gold and silver, the odds of losing 75% in a day and it not getting eaten alive, it's slim to none. I dare say you're never going to see it. We could, but you would just stack up. And here's the beauty of it with gold and silver. If you had $1,000 and gold and silver went down that much, let's say gold was at $1,000, you're going to take your money or your currency, flip it into real money, which is the precious metals. At that conversion rate, holy hell, are you going to be flying high? So that's what I mean. That's money versus currency. What do you think of that explanation? Cryptocurrency is money because I can universally use it in any country and transfer it into their native currency on point of sale. Just like if I have gold, silver, or precious metals and I go to a native country, I can sell it for their native currency, trade my money for currency. Same thing with crypto, which makes it a money. Which, we come back to the underlying question, if it's money, can it be a security? Is money a security? Or does it have purpose, utility? Is it transferring my payment from point A to point B, universally exchanging it? So, think of the old ways. I send $500 through Swift, right? I am through Swift. I send money. Oh, great. You got to pay the conversion fees. They got to pay to transfer it into their own native currency. Anyhow, it's a big fucking mess. Indeed, Tom, welcome to the age of digital currency 1-to-1. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And a lot of us have been talking about it in this community since 2021. And now it's just upon us. Well, I cannot believe I made it 43 minutes so far. I'm just stunned. Stunned. Thank you, bro, very much. I really appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. Great explanation. Cass Frostfall. Hi, Tom. 10:47 a.m. Saturday morning here in New Zealand. Love your channel, and thanks for keeping us updated. Stay blessed, brother. Oh, I'm extremely blessed. I am so blessed. It's hard to explain. I've known this since I was very young, especially when I was 23 with my car accident that should have killed me, 2 of them. And I broke my back and I wasn't paralyzed, and now I am doing them. It's just, I've had head trauma, closed head injuries. So like all this could have been so much like this. It looks bad. I know it looks bad, but that all could have been so much worse. Like, oh yeah, we're right by Royal Oak, and in Clawson here we have a lot of car shows in the summer, so you'll hear all the pimped out cars, let's say. I am a cat with 9 lives indeed, but I like to think it's more than that. I have a purpose. So, and I think I was doing too much. Like, I was being too, it happened because I needed to slow down. You can look at things as they happen. Just because something bad happens doesn't mean that it should negatively affect you. Like, it was a message from the Lord and Savior. And look at my hat, guys. My hat. Figure that shit. My hat saved my head. What does my hat say? Yeshua. So imagine if I wouldn't have worn my hat. And I literally was walking out the door, no hat on, put my hat on. I walked back in after I started going with my bat. When I started riding my bike, I came right back, got my hat on. Like, I didn't even leave my driveway. So, you know, it's all in what we believe. But it's also how we do things. So I believe I was blessed for a reason. Because we're going into a part here. We're going into a part. You know what? Well, I have everybody on here. I like to, I like to talk. But I have to read this real quick by CFX. I did not miss this, CFX. Carlos. Will valued hook off. I don't know. I mean, it could be hooked on $1. CFX, all of the crypto will be dragged down with Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, XDC, IOTA, Algo, HBAR, Solana, ZIL, Quant will all rise out of the ashes. Bitcoin will not, as it is proceeds of crime. Yep. I mean, initially, I think it'll be kind of like the false prophet of crypto. I think that's what's going on here. Always get back up. Right on. That's right. Thanks, Power Gear. I appreciate that. That's why you don't see me wear the Michigan hats anymore. I like the message in this thing, you know? It brings us together. Or it divides the wrong spirits. 12 in London, come on here. Wow. Every hard fall in life is actually a blessing. It sure is, Darren. It sure is, and I would love for you to come out here and watch the car show with me. Real talk. One day we're all going to meet up on the Great Lakes, and that's the truth. I've put it out there since 2021, once we have the run. And I told everybody 2021 was not the real run. 2025, folks. So let's look at B2 Gold real quick, and then I'm going to be ending this shortly. I think I've met my limit. I think I've succeeded. I think I've met expectations and then some. But with B2 Gold, I have a $3,000, well, $2,000 initial buy. I have $3,000 to the side for B2 Gold. I have not owned it since I sold it at $4.17. Didn't buy it on the bottom. Didn't sell the top at $4.41, but I had it from down here on $2.84. Sold it up here at $4.10. Let it do everything it needed to do because I trusted my technical analysis. And now we're not nervous. We're looking for the $3.15. And that would have capped me off if I can get it there again. I bought it at around $2.89. It pumped up and I said $4.10. I'll just say I sold it at $4.08 because I put it up a little bit too high. So I made 42%. And then what you're looking at is instead of losing that on the way back down, I would have saved myself and cleared 23% in savings, which means I can buy 23% more without adding to the stash. So that's exactly what we're doing here. That's what I like to do. So that's my next technical target. And I believe it's going to happen because we've already had one confirmation. Daily rejection at the 20-day. We've had a golden cross. We got that rejection, and now I'm looking for this bear flag to play out. Unless it has nefarious ideas, I think we're going to come down here to about $3.14. So that is my overall play for B2 Gold. Gold, as we knew, big correction was coming. We had the first layer. We didn't think it was going to hold. We didn't think it was going to break up. We don't need this anymore. But we didn't think it was going to break out of this formation. We thought it'd come back up to the first layer uptrend, and this is our first chance to bounce. Well, we're there. We're here right now. If we lose the 1899 or the 1900 mark, we fall below the 200-day in the daily. And guess what, folks? Like I was saying a very long time ago, it is not out of the possibility or out of the question that we come all the way back down to 1650. As gold, silver, precious metals, alike with cryptocurrency, is all going to have to rise out of the ashes. They're going to want so many people to get rid of their real money, it's going to make you sick. Just as many institutional investors need to get into crypto and digital assets, they still need to get into precious metals. Why do you think all these countries are buying up the gold and silver as the price is coming down? I didn't think there was a chance in hell we would break that resistance. I've been talking about it for 6 months. I do not think we hit the bottom, and we're just ready to bounce out of silver and gold. We need to come down and do this properly. This would be the first level where I could say, okay, if we can hold 1900 and the daily support on the 200, this is our first chance to bounce out. First chance to bounce out is right now. If we break down, we're in a deep world of shit. We've got 1840 and 1796 before it's all on catastrophic warfare. It's the truth. As I talked about in 2021, a historical crypto collapse that has never been seen. Just what's already happened from 2021. Would you have ever imagined a market that was so overly manipulated, so overly pumped, and we're down some 90 to 99% on most of the cryptos, and some people still haven't acknowledged that we've already had a historical crypto dump and collapse. Most people were just along for the ride. You were still in it. Not to win it, you were in it because long holding was the way to go. See, when I came on in 2021, I came on with a very distinct message. 2021 was not the year of long holding, that was the year of horse shit. Say that? Oh yeah, this is my car too, the one that I haven't used. See? You got to see a picture of how dirty it is. This is my Charger that you see all the time. Got to get rid of it. See, I don't drive anymore because of my eye. Not because of the damage I just did, but because of my keratoconus. And finally, I had to admit it when I was 38 that I'm not supposed to be driving anymore. I just don't have the perception to see. So, but the reality of all this is in 2021, I told you, it's not the year of the long holder. 2021, you were supposed to sell out when we got to the top of the bull market. And we didn't sell out at $1.98 on XRP. We sold out at $1.66 after the breakdown, and we got a firm triple rejection at $1.66. It told us it's over, folks. There's nothing wrong with buying XRP at 47 cents and selling at $1.66 and waiting until the next bear market. And that's what we did. So when I say we're in the accumulation phase, a lot of people can't accept that because they bought into the hype and horseshit of yesteryear when we had all the influencers that came before me telling you that long holding was the way. I don't want to say it's not as bad as mine just because I can't see like some people. Most people with keratoconus can still see. I'm just unfortunate with my left eye, but it was supposed to be in left eye or both eyes when I was younger. It was in both eyes. So the theory for me is it overtook my left eye, and now my right eye doesn't show any signs of keratoconus. It showed keratoconus when I was a kid, when I was an early teen, when I was an adolescent. Then all of a sudden it didn't show it when I was in my early 20s. But my left eye went completely blind when I was in my mid-teens. So, it is what it is. But I think it's a blessing. When I close my right eye, I see the world through the eyes of a blind person. When I have my right eye open and my left eye closed, or just my right eye open, it's like I'm seeing in HD and I can see all of God's glory. All of Jesus Christ's gifts that he's given us. That's the way I look at it. That's why when I was being very negative, when I felt vindictive, or when I felt like I'm trying to I was hostile. That's not who I am. I'm a positive person. I used to be very negative when I was a kid in my teens. I'd always look at the negative side of things. I would always be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can say the way it happened, it was supposed to happen with my face, because I didn't hit it with such force that I didn't break my orbital bone or anything like that. Yes, Crypto Scrooge. We did our 7th daily purchase of Hbar. We got just over 1,060. We sit at just over 6,900 Hbar in the last 7 weeks. But yeah, I definitely need to not use my face, as I had a closed head injury when I was 26. Another car accident that wasn't my fault, but tried to go back to work because they made me after 3 years of recovery and physical therapies and shock therapy for the back, and boom. So you never quite know what your next moment deals you. So I just try to make the most of every day. That's why I come on every day. That's why you see me doing this free of charge. Because everybody deserves this, no matter the size of your wallet. I made a promise to God when I was very young, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I swear to God. When I was younger, my late 20s, early 30s, I said, please, let me use my knowledge in a way to where I can use my computer, not my body, but I can give people information, and I promise I will not charge for the information, and it'll work itself out. I told myself that for the last, I don't even know how many years. And you know what? By the Lord, the grace of God, I was put in this position. And that's the truth. That's why no matter what everybody tells me about needing to charge and needing to do this and that to get more people to pay for Tom's Army, I won't do it. I made a promise, and I believe that is the reason I'm here right now, because I'm loyal, I'm honest, I have integrity. I'm not controlled by the bottom dollar. The dollar does not deter me. All I need is enough to pay my bills, and I'm good. And now I have my precious metals from my, my proper investing You know, and it's one of those things. I can live. I don't need to charge everybody their life savings. And I also believe that if you have the knowledge, why should you have to charge? If I'm charging, that means I'm not making enough money to live off of what I know. Anybody who likes my content, and there's several hundred people that have joined Tom's Army over the past. There's a decent amount of people in Tom's Army now, as you know. That's not because I promise anything over and above what I do. That's simply because you appreciate what I do each and every day. You appreciate the fact I come here, and that's all I can ask. It's the pay it forward mentality. I'm paying forward to you with my knowledge in the hopes you'll pay it forward to me when the time is right, so that I can continue to do this for all eternity. And I will be able to. It would just be nice as we have it now as a community. So everybody, we're drawing to the end. I'm worn out. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. If anybody's got anything else to say, please, please, please let me know. Reef does have a very small market cap, and it's something that is also on my list. The problem is the next one we do. Okay, we could have a vote, but right now Casper is at the head of it. But we'll have a vote. We'll have a vote. I'm not opposed to splitting it up too between two different things. The main thing was though is I needed 10,000 tokens of Hbar with this community for a reason, because I believe it's the opposite to what we have with XRP, XLM, XDC. So I believe Hbar and XRP work together. So if I had to trick you into buying Hbar with Fomo Fridays, I appreciate it. CFX, your internet is cutting in and out. Have a great weekend. Time to go kick back with Julie and the kids. Time you work too hard. Looking forward to sunny days once Moonshot comes about. Absolutely, I agree with you. And I will be going back with Julie in just a second. So, again, anything else, everybody? Anything else, everybody? We'll take one more look at XRP as we know. I appreciate everybody who tuned in to FOMO Fridays. As you know, with Bitcoin, as we're on our way out, Bitcoin in the daily time frame has had a bearish cross here, or not a bearish cross on the daily, but on the 4-hourly, sorry. On the 4-hourly, Bitcoin has had that bearish cross. So we're going to see if we get this rejection and further push down. If we do, we know the technical target would not be 35,054 if this breaks down. Our technical target would actually be 25,194 first layer. That's the technical breakdown on a busted bull flag here. So hey, we've already got, as a community, we've already got our bags packed. We did that back at sub 35 cents, everybody. If you're just tuning in, 777. There is no guarantee it goes back below 40 cents. I do not disagree with that. But we did our due diligence selling in 2021 and rebuying at late 2022, early 2023. We've had some buys at 29, 33, 35, 38. It averaged out to about 34.6 for me. 10,000 tokens plus. It's actually closer to 12, but I always say 10. And then with XRP, we know if we break down this formation, we have a big bear flag forming now in the 4-hourly. If we get rejected at 473, just write this somewhere, please. That's a very bearish rejection, and it's even worse because the daily time frame, we've had a bearish cross for XRP. A rejection at the 473 level would validate that bearish cross in the daily and confirm that very bearish pattern in the 4-hourly time frame for XRP, confirming that death cross initially and then proving a fake out on the return rally. And now ultimately it would finish this losing the 457, and it has two choices. It could come down to the 44 cents neckline, which is the inverted head and shoulders neckline, which somehow I deleted it, which I don't know how I did that, but hey, it's very simple to put back on. So you come down there, and that's why we have that drawn out like that. It could very well come down, then reject back on the broken formation, and then break all the way back down to the 37.5 cents, which is actually near the 2020 uptrend. And then that would bring us right to the 2020 uptrend is right down here, right around, actually, you know what? It's getting closer the farther we go, 365 roughly. I like you more now since you stopped cussing all the time, you cuss. Then you talk about Jesus Christ. It makes your witness very weak. It makes people following Christ look bad. Glad to see you stop that. Actually, if you remember, though, when I was cussing, I wasn't talking about Jesus Christ very often at all. I wasn't talking about the Lord and Savior. I didn't bring it into the channel. That was part of the newfound change, that I let my faith speak out in the channel. But yeah, it was not a good look. I agree. And I think it's more attainable with what I'm doing now, but it's also more inviting. When I would watch the updates back, I didn't exactly like who I was turning into. I was going to say, I don't think I ever one time mentioned our Lord and Savior one time. So, you know, it was a negative energy running through me at times, a hostile energy. So, you know, this is a mindset I keep. And, you know, there's nothing that'll stop me from doing what I do. Even if I'm injured, I still do what I do. You know, if God willing, like I always say, I'm going to be here, and it's going to take a little more than an injury to stop me. I'm physically not going to be able to move my arms. I like cuss words too, but in the proper context. Hey, I had a few little swearings today. But, you know, it's not the, I don't know how to explain it. It brings in the wrong characters. Let's just put it that way. So, with DGB, this is the one that I can say, looking at the daily, DGB already had its major dump off, and DGB could have formed a massive double bottom here. So this was a breakout point as well from this back channel, and that could be conceived as, or it could be perceived as the breakdown out of the bear flag, and then it formed almost a channel when it broke into it. But now that it's on the top side of it, this could confirm a bigger move up. It's a multi-layer with DGB, though. It's a multi-layer, and I'll continue to keep it like this because this is the areas of content. But 747 is the all-important area. If you break down below that, then we'll reverse this. What looks like it's trying to have a bullish cross here, so we'll see what happens. DGB is known to run opposite of some of the others. It is known. No, blasphemy never hurt anybody in the right context. That is true, Darren. But as 777 DW Brown is saying, in the wrong context, it draws the wrong energy. And when you have the wrong energy together and you get too many people, you see what happened to our community. Exactly. It's all in the heart, Joshua. So that's DGB. Oh, I know you do, Darren. That's more broadly of why I stopped. I mean, that's all perspective, 77 DW Brown. While you might think that if you bought and you kept buying at $1.66 and all the way back down, did you really win? If I bought 10,000 shares or tokens of XRP at $1.66 and that cost me $16,666, did you really win if now it only cost me $3,400, and now instead of just having 10,000 XRP with that same money that I initially only spent on XRP, now I have XLM, DGB, ZIL, Hbar, VChain, XDC. Be careful before you say you won. It's a long race, my friend. If you don't have the proper funds at the bottom, see, you're fortunate. Not everybody's in your position. I took mine from a standpoint of we don't have any money. We only have $3,500. We don't have any more money to put in. And the only way we can buy everything is if in 2021 we sold out it properly. And then in 2022 and 2023 we did it properly. I'm not saying you did it wrong, but what I am saying is to say that as a blatant statement as a man of God, you should be more understanding of there's more than one philosophy, my friend. Come on in, right? But yeah, I appreciate all the conversation, everybody. That's it. Appreciate everybody. Have a blessed night. Can't believe we did an hour and 4 minutes. Thank you, everybody, for the donations, for the likes, for the shares, for the positivity.